Alright everyone, recording this video in a more candid way, so it's not gonna be edited, it's not gonna be like professional shots with the lights in the background like I used to make the YouTube videos. This one is gonna be just basically screen recording and me talking over it, because I'm just gonna break down an amazing EURUSD trade that I took on Thursday. So this trade was taken with CPI, EURUSD sell, for a total of 50 pips or 2%. This trade was also given to the guys in the mentorship. So if you want to join that, go over on tradingnfx.com. This is a trade that personally for me netted around $50,000 on my fund accounts. So yeah, on this account around the EURUSD sell was around $16,000, $17,000. I also had a gold position, so I was heavily bullish on dollar, but I took it on some other accounts which total for around $45,000 to $50,000, which is an amazing return for just one trade. Why is this important? Because I basically planned this EURUSD trade since Monday. I also posted the free analysis on Monday on the free Telegram group. The link is in the description, so I posted that there. But if we go over on the analysis tab, we can see if we go on Monday, so Monday was 8th of January, I'm not sure, 8th of January, I said dollar daily is still bullish. So I was expecting basically some bearish movement on dollar from that area, but then I kind of switch my bias around. So because dollar was in the range, and then yeah, if we skip to Thursday on just before CPI, I said we have CPI in 45 minutes. I personally see dollar going bullish following the initial NFP impact. So you see here I was expecting dollar to either go straight bullish or come a bit lower, and EURUSD I was basically expecting EURUSD to sell heavily or to spike above that high here, hit the 1.10 level and then drop, which is exactly what it did. It spiked exactly into 1.10 level. You can see here, you can have higher, taking out the 1.10 level before turning bearish, and same for GU, same for gold, which everything played very nice. You can see GU also spiked above the highs, and gold was very perfect, and it eventually dropped towards the low. So yeah, let's go over on the charts. All right, so let's break down this trade. As I said, I was expecting it basically, this was Friday, but Thursday here I was expecting price to go bullish on dollar, which is exactly what it did. I don't think I still have it marked. No, I don't have it marked. But yeah, I was expecting dollar to go bullish here. The reason for that, after NFP, we spiked to the high, we took liquidity, we came into this imbalance, the Fibonacci retracement, and then we had a bearish reaction. We took liquidity from above and below, and we kind of got stuck into the range. So my plan was basically for dollar to either take out this high and then drop, or to basically come into this area and then go up. But as you can see, we spiked up, we came right back down, then we took the lows once again, and now we're back in the range. So this week is going to be very, very interesting in terms of what dollar is going to do. I think we're going to finally break, and it's looking like dollar can break bullish. So that's my bias. Now let's go to EURUSD and the amazing trade that we took. So the same exact bias. Price action is very simple. We had bearish order flow on the 4-hour. We created a high and a low in the market, so I like to use a small Fibonacci retracement at the 0.7062 level, which, as you can see, NFP spiked there and then had a nice reaction, but we didn't break below. Instead, price kept ranging inside this area. So basically with CPI I was expecting it, because I've seen this play out so many times, especially on CPI. If you backtest, you're gonna see this on EURUSD, where we have an impulse move and then price is just ranging, and then just before CPI price goes into one direction and then goes the other way around. So I was expecting it since Monday when I saw prices forming the range. So I just waited into CPI. I didn't take any trade during that week. I only took one trade on Thursday on multiple accounts, which again totaled for around 50,000. So I'd rather just take one setup in a week and make that amount of money, which is basically 1% of my capital, because I'm trading $6 million in capital. So I made 1%. I'm very happy with that. But if we go down on the lower time frames, we can see the high there, the low, took liquidity. So I had one tap, two taps. I was expecting the third tap, but that didn't really come yet. But yeah, following NFP, price just range came higher. When price started to go bullish, I kind of knew that basically Thursday with CPI coming, we're gonna see price taking out this high eventually and then dropping. I was expecting this high to be taken just before news, but it came very fast with the news. So same as NFP, where we had a wick down and then the reversal, same thing happened here. So we come into Thursday, again my day of execution, where I wanna use my risk to potentially make money. I know the last breakdown was also during FOMC, the GU buys, but it just happens that the moves that I have been waiting for, they moved with news. So it's a risk that I take. Again, I back tested CPI, so I knew that if I enter a position, I need to use a stop loss of 20 to 25 pips just in case price wicks, and I was fine with that, risking basically having a higher stop loss but aiming for a 1-to-1, 1-to-2. I was perfectly fine with that because I had a very big confidence in it, because I've seen it play out so many times, and this is where my 6 years of experience come into play. So what happened is basically we had the Asia high inducement with Frankfurt and London. As you can see, it set up such a perfect bearish trap for early sellers, because we had a huge drop. I mean, not huge, but it was around 30 pips before, I mean, in London Open. So we took the Asia high and then we dropped very aggressively. And this is the moment where I just know a lot of smart money traders, a lot of retail traders, they just wait for the retracement and they start selling here, right? They're too early because price spikes them up and then drops in their direction. So I just know there's been a lot of traders that took sells in this area without having the patience needed. That's why I'm saying timing is very, very important, because I've been trapped in a place like this before because I didn't have patience and I was just going into drawdown, maybe getting stopped out, and then basically news coming in and playing in my direction analysis. So now I just wait. Right before news, this high was the first target. So basically when I saw price took out this high and then gave a bearish 5-minute candle, and this was the 1 hour close, CPI was closing in, I basically called the trade as you saw before, the entry here, the retracement, and I used the 25 pip stop loss. So the reason for the 25 pip stop loss was because I wanted to cover this high and 10-15 pips above. So this was 10 pips and then I just put 25 pips just to make sure in case price wanted to tap this area, which was basically, let's call it an order block. I could have been protected against that. We also had some imbalance, so it could have wicked higher. That's why I chose to have a bigger stop loss. And yeah, as you can see, price wicked right at that 1.10 level, exactly as you can see, tapped it to the pip and then drop. So now, why is the 1.10 level very important? It's an institutional level, it's a very round number, and EURUSD does like to touch these levels a lot. I use them sometimes as targets. So for example, because I have an area here where I know price may wick because we had a NFP high, I also had the 1.10 level above. So if price was gonna come there, for sure I was gonna touch that level, and that's exactly what it is. You can see how accurate this is, how accurate liquidity is in the markets, and because we accomplished that, that's why I see price continuing bearish for the next week until we get to 1.087. So I'm gonna continue selling until we hit that area. But this was a very, very nice trade. Now normally I would have basically entered here, but it was impossible to enter because if we go down on 1 minute, you can see CPI just, it happened in 5 seconds, so it was impossible to catch. But I was fine with that because as I said, it came halfway on my stop loss and then dropped, so it's perfectly fine with me. And then yeah, I took profits. My when I call trades, my usual take profit, and on my main portfolio my usual take profit is 1-to-1 and 1-to-2. So when we touched 1-to-1, so 25 pips, I placed break even. But because we went down so aggressively, I basically closed here because it came very close to TP2. So I closed here because we didn't break lower. And then we had a very nice reaction. And this is the moment where we can play the post CPI move, which is usually very accurate. If you draw Fibonacci, you can see it came right at 0.6207 level and then dropped towards the low here. So what I did on the account that I showed you, I closed the trades here. Obviously the slippage was quite big, so I didn't get fully out where I want it, but profit is profit. And then I re-entered on some other accounts because I have so many fund accounts. I re-entered inside this area. Also on GU, I basically scalped the move down because I've seen this play a lot of times also, where we have, because CPI usually just goes one way. We had a big move down, we have a quick retracement right to 07062 level. I know that week is not gonna get touched again, so I can have a very tight stop loss. So I had like a 12 pip stop loss, and then I target the lows for a very easy trade, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, two potential moves that could have been caught very easily with CPI. Also the move up if you want to scalp it, but that was the whole reason behind the trade. Now I know I've only broken down news trades, but these were the cleanest. This is where price moved, except the news move we only had ranging, so price was only ranging, so there wasn't really any good trades to take. But yeah, this was a perfect trade that, as I showed you, I also called for all my students. We have around 100 students in the Romanian mentorship and around 50 in the English mentorship, so 150 people took this trade. They made profits. We have a very good success rate, win ratio in that group where I sometimes send trades. December was a negative month on that portfolio. I think it was maybe down 1% or 1.5%, but yeah, we started the month with 2% gain, which is very nice, easy return. And yeah, as you can see, next we took the lows, we had another retracement, so you can use the same thing, the retracement, and basically enter when price comes here and try to cover almost this high, target the lows again, another 1 to 2, and then price, and this is where I didn't like because price failed to come lower, and then it retraced again to that level, another reaction. Then next day we had a very beautiful setup that I unfortunately missed, where we had the Asia range formed. Again, we had another trap, Frankfurt came lower, then London didn't come to take out Asia high, instead it dropped directly to the lows, and then I was waiting for the retracement inside this area where it did come with news. I did scalp this trade, but then price pushed higher again to take out that Asia high and then came right back down. So I don't know when this video is going to be posted, but what is probably going to happen, price will just continue to the downside from that area, because now we took all the liquidity points from above and we should have a clear move to the downside. So I'm expecting some more bearish movement on EURUSD, GBPUSD and gold. So this was the trade breakdown, trade that made me, the setup that made me around $50,000. What you need to take from this video is that you only need one setup per week, one good setup per week. Doesn't matter if it's news or not, you just adapt the movement. That's why I use the higher stop loss, because of the liquidity week. And yeah, just execute the trade, make profits, and start over again the next week. So don't forget to join the free Telegram group, the link is in the description. And as always, thank you guys for watching and for all the support that this channel has gotten.